Welcome to the Petty Outdoors Podcast. And we are back with another episode of the Petty Outdoors Podcast. We are in the studio. We've got Brian with us this time. He's going to jerk the podcast headphones loose just as soon as he gets in here. It only took us 15 minutes to set everything up today instead of an hour.
I'm trying to be careful.
But we figured we'd come back to you guys and jump right back on one. We got Brian with us tonight, so it ought to make it a little more interesting. Brian, what you been up to, man?
Not much, man.
We missed you on that last one.
Yeah, I couldn't get back up here last night. I was tied up in Nashville.
I'm a last minute dude, I know that.
No, that's all right.
Real last minute.
Yeah. I think, what was it, 2 or 3 hours before we done it? That's when I notified.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Y'all have to excuse my voice. I've had the Rona for like 3 weeks now. Or something similar. But we figured we'd come back to you guys and kind of be on a little more organized podcast today and kind of answer some questions and get to some stuff that somebody might be interested in hearing instead of us rambling for 2 hours.
Maybe.
What are y'all doing right now for deer hunting? What's on the plate?
I'm
sitting back and waiting, or y'all?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm
I think me and Brian going for archery deer this year, aren't we?
Pretty much.
First archery deer, both of y'all.
Yep. Both of us. I'm looking forward to. I want to get a pretty nice. I want to get something bigger than what I got for my first archery.
Well, I think we got a good shot. All three of us got a good shot at making some good stuff happen.
Yeah.
Me and Evan tried to bite our cheek a little bit on the last podcast and not give up too much information.
Yeah.
But there's some exciting stuff coming this season, I think.
Yes, looking forward to it very much.
We got some stuff I wrote down here, and I just want to kind of go over it, and maybe we can break them down topic by topic for everybody if they're interested. But this is just some of the stuff that we go by, and I think there's going to be a few arguments along the way.
A little bit.
Me and Evan was kind of glazing over them earlier, and Evan already had a big disagreement with me on one of them.
It wasn't that big. Yeah, I'm excited to hear his part.
Okay. Well, and I'm excited to hear yours, because coming from a young guy like you, I want to know why it is the way it is.
Yeah, I'm excited to just hear what everybody's stance is on that.
It's gonna ruffle some feathers. That's for sure.
It's gonna ruffle some feathers.
Because usually, if you stick on one side of what we're fixing to talk about, usually you're on that side and you don't dabble in the other way.
Nope.
That being said, we'll go ahead and knock that one out, unless you want to do something else first.
Does Brian know what it is?
I don't.
He don't know exactly which one.
No.
So, should Tennessee change their buck limit to 1? And if so, or if not, why?
Well, Brian, you can go first on this one because I already have my answer.
Okay. You mean like permanently, or?
Yes, permanently.
Well, nothing's permanent with TWRA.
Well, I mean, that's a good point, actually.
It could all change depending on situations. Like if CWD or whatever comes through, that could change everything.
Yeah.
But this particular time, where Middle Tennessee deer hunting is and all that stuff, should, at least in our zone, in our unit, should Tennessee, well, I think it's the state as a whole is how they do it. So should Tennessee as a whole change their limit to 1 buck, or should we keep it at 2?
It wouldn't hurt my feelings if they changed it to 1.
No?
For a while, you know. I mean, you figure if they change it so there'd be half the deer taken in a season.
In theory, yeah.
So, I mean, that's quite a bit of I mean, it's gonna be look what it's gonna do for next year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings to do that a season or two.
Okay. Devil's advocate. Why would you not? If you had the chance.
Not change it.
Yeah. Any reasons not to?
Yeah, because
you want to kill $2.
and I got some catching up to do. This guy over here, so yeah. Well, both of you, but yeah.
You can go ahead.
Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
I think they should change it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not only is it gonna cut down on the amount of deer taken as a whole, but it's also gonna make you and me be more particular about what we shoot. So instead of shooting that 100-inch, 115-inch 8-pointer, maybe we let him walk. He's going to live another year. Next year, he might be a 130-inch 8-pointer. And if you look at Kentucky and what they've done with their buck limits, they changed to a 1-buck limit. Kentucky is known nationwide for being a whitetail state. Some of the biggest deer in the world are killed out of Kentucky. And not only is it some of the biggest deer in the world, it happens every year. So if you look at all the benefits in it, and you really break it down, yeah, you're missing out on 1 buck per year, but your buck quality is going to go up substantially. And on top of that, there's going to be more bucks to choose from because the number of deer are just going to be higher.
And not only is it going to be more to choose from, it's going to be better quality deer next year.
Yep.
So
now, again, playing the devil's advocate, you could say, okay, first of all, I want to kill $2 just like you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you could say that the protein and the food sources and all of that stuff could be affected.
That's what I was
by the
say
deer
next,
herd growing.
Yeah.
You could say that that could be very well true. In my opinion, at least in Middle Tennessee. Now I can't speak for West Tennessee or East Tennessee, either one. And at least in Middle Tennessee, the deer numbers are not high enough to where that's going to be a big issue. And I think the doe, you can keep the doe numbers where they're at. I think you can allow 3 does a day through certain times of the year. I think that's okay. I'm not opposed to keeping it like it is, 2-buck limit. I'm fine with it. But I think in the grand scheme of things, a 1-buck limit will probably help everybody out in the end.
Well, 2 or 3 seasons of it, I think it would definitely be a big benefit. I mean,
well, if they just said, okay, we're going to do this for 5 years and just see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of people being.
No.
I mean,
No. I tell you, the numbers are. We rode to Hickman County yesterday, and man, it's opposed this time last year. Well, we know last year didn't see good numbers because several different reasons, but man, they are really coming back up there.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
we went. There was a time frame up there out in West Tennessee where we would go up there and see 20 or 30 deer sit.
Right.
And then CWD or whatever it was come through and it wiped them out.
Well, last night, that's when me and Crystal was talking. That's kind of what it reminds us of. Is like when we used to go. Remember when we used to see 20 and 30 deer in one field down there next to the interstate? Well, I mean, last night, like she had to slam on the brakes 2 or 3 times. Deer trying to come out in front of us,
Yeah.
So I mean, they're really replenishing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you what I have noticed up there in the last couple of years. Not because we've seen them, because we don't get to hunt up there as much as we want, but on the cameras, the quality of deer up there have been better since the quantity has been lower.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, Mark's camera. Let's see. Yeah.
A couple years ago, we had one on there that was special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right after all the issues we had.
So that's the last camera we had up there is when he had his over in the garden. Right.
I think my mom and dad runs cameras over there every year, and I think the big deer we got a picture of was actually on one of their cameras.
Oh,
it was 2 years ago. I guess we can talk about it now because it's way
right. Yeah.
We hadn't seen him in a year and a half, but he was probably 170 or 75 inch deer.
Yeah.
Mainframe 10-point.
Yeah. So I mean.
And you remember back in the day, there was always big deer there, but a majority of the ones we had on camera was 115, 120 inch 8 points.
Right.
Right, Evan?
Well, Now that I've heard y'all speak, I'm not 100% changing my answer, but I think I'm going to stick with it just because I feel like it's going to be a good argument for them and for us.
Okay.
But I'm kind of 50-50 at this point because I see where y'all are coming from. The deer population will go up of big bucks and everything else. But the problem I was having was probably going to be the food source and just the nature in general, because all these plants and stuff that deer thrive off on will be, if you only kill one buck, it'll increase the productivity of them, and it'll widespread on
they're gonna be hungry is what you're saying. They gotta eat something.
No, the plants are going to start thriving a lot more, and it's going to be too many, and stuff's going to start growing up a lot quicker. And like during the summer when all the leaves and stuff grow, how they trim them off sometimes, it'll just be so thick, it'll be hard to really do anything with. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I don't.
You don't? You make
So,
me
like,
look bad.
So what are you saying? Like,
You're saying the deer are not going to eat as much, or they
No,
are?
because they're going to have so much food, they're going to be
If they stay at a 2 buck limit?
$1. I'm 50-50. I was going with y'all's first.
Well, the more deer you have on a property, the more food they're going to eat.
Yeah, but if it's going to be too much at one point.
Too much what?
Food. They're going to
eat too much food?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
They're going to kill off so much stuff.
And there ain't going to be enough protein
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following you. Go ahead.
Yeah. And but if you have the 2 buck limit, it'll be able to keep everything down, and but the other thing is, if you do kill 2 deer, all the predators that do eat the deer will have a little bit less food than they would to keep their population down, because they have to have food too. You see what I'm saying?
so the more deer you kill,
Yeah.
the less the predators would have, is what you're saying.
Yeah, all the other stuff that eats on them and everything that they eat will go down too.
How do you think... Okay, let me ask you this. Is that my phone ringing? Yeah, my phone's ringing. How do you think having a 1 buck limit is going to affect the population of like vultures, and do you think it'll have any effect on that based off of all the carcasses they're not going to have to eat? Do you think that'll, or do you think they get enough anyway?
I think it'll be actually more, because there'll be more deer population. More cars will be. It's probably gonna be about the same percentage of deer getting hit with cars and stuff. So I think there'll be the vultures. Yeah.
So you're saying that if we don't kill them, they're going to get hit, and the vultures will get them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You're right. They're probably. I mean,
There's
higher the numbers,
Yeah.
automatically the car hits and all that stuff's going up. I see that.
So it's really good either way. I'm definitely not against having a 1 buck limit.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that when I made my decision. But so if there's the less the limit is, there's gonna be more
Deer
get killed, more accidents.
Okay, I've got an argument for that.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do an earn a buck program? Have a 1 buck limit, and if you kill, say, 5 does in a season, you can earn another buck tag.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. I
like
like that.
I like that because
There is programs out there similar. I don't know the exact how they do it, but there is programs similar to that where you can earn a buck.
well, I mean, so go.
That's what they done in the CWD zones.
So go 1 buck for 3 to 5 years, and then maybe a program
Go
like
to
that.
earn a buck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that.
that would be pretty cool.
Also, another thing I wouldn't mind if we did have the 1 buck limit is for however many properties you own. Say you own 5 properties, you get 1 buck for each property. Say you own one in West Tennessee and you own one in South Tennessee, you get to take one off at each piece of property. You know what I'm saying?
Then you have more people traveling around, just shooting deer everywhere.
Yeah.
Then the next thing you know,
But it could be private land only.
Kevin's traveling around to 7 different counties, and I've been killing 7 bucks, and now the buck population's hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one would be way far out there. But I think the earn a buck deal would work.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to going down, like I said, just strictly just a 1 buck limit for at least 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of benefits from that.
Yeah. Get in the comments, guys. Let us know what y'all think about it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of arguments and stuff like that. That's what we want.
And there's 1,000 different ways to look at it. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think either of them are a wrong answer.
I mean, what they're doing now is working. Tennessee's
right.
got nice deer,
Yeah.
and they're maintaining well.
But also, if you
TWRA's
think about it, how many people are killing 2 deer a year? I know I did last year, but
Well,
a
I
couple
only
years I
killed
only
one.
killed one.
I
Yeah,
only killed one last
I
year.
only
a
killed
couple
one
years I
last year.
killed 0.
Yeah.
Like it really all depends.
Yeah. But there's a lot of guys, like the meat hunter guys, that's going to go out and they're
Shoot the
going to
first
kill
deer
their
they see.
they're going to kill their limit
Yeah.
regardless.
It's gonna be me this year.
You just gonna shoot whatever?
No, but I'm gonna get some meat this year. I'm getting low.
Me too.
Are y'all good on that one?
Yeah.
Everybody good on that? You
I'm
good
good
on
on it, man.
All right. We'll go to the next thing I wrote down here. Let's see. Which one do y'all want to do? Let's do this one. What's the best way to stay scent free?
Buy -1 cover scent.
I mean, that's the obvious choice sitting right there in front of us. But what are things that you can do without spending all this money on product and be scent free and trick a deer's nose as best you can anyway?
Before you go out, rub your boots in mud or dirt, anything. Spray water on the ground and just rub your boots in the dirt. Because if you can walk there without them smelling your feet, you're doing pretty good. And don't rub up on stuff. Say you're walking near high grass, don't rub your legs on high grass. Make sure you stay to one path and just try to keep everything that will touch you from not touching you.
I've said it before. I don't know if we said it on a podcast, but a big majority of the deer that smell you from your ground scent. They don't smell you in the tree all the time.
Right.
See, if you're in a tree, your scent's blowing one way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you walk in 500 yards to your tree and you're rubbing up against stuff going there, that's a whole 500-yard line of your scent that's blowing
Right.
whichever way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, Ed.
So not touching limbs and stuff
Yeah.
that's sticking out in your path. Try to avoid them.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good point. What you got, Brian?
Well, unless you're like Kevin and you get like blood and soaked every time you go hunting, don't wash your clothes every single time you go hunting. If you're going hunting 3 times this weekend, if you can keep everything pretty dry and don't wash them every single time. you
Yeah.
know? Because, I mean, you can pretty much, if you put your hunting clothes in the washer and wash them, in my opinion, and I've done it, I mean, you're going to smell them even if you use you've had all that detergent running through that machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to still smell them.
Yeah.
It's going to still leave a scent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you don't want to wear them all season,
Yeah, obviously.
but you know,
I do that. I don't wash mine.
really.
I just don't. It's
There was
something
a time frame I didn't wash mine
it's just
much.
something I do. I feel like it's just. I've had so much luck with not washing them. I don't know why I would ever wash them. I mean, I wash them like when I'm about to use them for the first of the season. I wash them with non-scent stuff.
But you're not talking about like what you're getting blood on and sweating in.
Right.
No.
You're talking about like your coveralls.
Yeah.
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 Well, mine, I'll say this. There's a million different products you can go out and buy. You can buy my -1 cover scent, and that's going to help you big time.
Yeah.
But in true life events, you're not going to completely trick a deer's nose.
Right.
You're just not.
Right.
Hunt the wind is the number one thing you can do for sure. There's no alternative to hunting the wind.
Right.
But what you can do, and this is a little trick that I probably shouldn't be telling y'all, but I will. If you go on Amazon, say, you get on there, get you a gallon of unscented detergent, and get on there and buy, I'm pretty sure they got it on Amazon. It's like candle oil. It's essential oil. If you look in any cover scent, any hunting detergent, anything that smells like dirt or anything like that, it's going to have essential oils in it. Get you some of that essential oil and use your own judgment on your ratio with your gallon of detergent. Shake it up real good. Wash your clothes in that.
So like
It'll
unscented?
override. Yeah, it's unscented detergent, but you're going to mix it's going to be dirt
Right.
essential oil. It smells like dirt.
Yeah.
It'll smell a lot like our cover scent.
Right.
Now, the cover scent's a totally different. There's a lot more in there than just that. But now that will kind of override some of the scent of the detergent that you use for your other clothes.
Right.
So that's just a little nugget that'll help you out, save you a lot of money. You can go out and buy this stuff and spend hundreds of dollars on being scent free. But I'm going to tell you, they're still going to smell you if they get downwind of you.
Well, what did our papa use whenever he hunted? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he wore flannel clothes, walked in there, and probably smoked a cigarette while he was sitting against the tree.
I bet.
Yep. So at the end of the day, there's no way to fool a deer's nose. You get lucky sometimes, and sometimes if you catch a deer at the right time, they just don't care.
Right.
If you catch them in the middle of November when they're chasing, you could light a fire under your deer stand, and they're still going to run chasing that doe. Right. So that's my opinion on that. Any questions?
No.
What's some of the biggest mistakes y'all have made in hunting? What's something that y'all have learned from that's happened to you recently, just based off of your experiences?
Not carrying a light. That's probably my biggest one. Just not carrying a flashlight.
I'm drawing a blank, but I shouldn't be because there's probably a list about that.
Oh, I can get the pen and a piece of paper right now, and I could give you plenty to go off of.
Just for him or just for you?
Not just for him. Not me.
No rangefinder. You didn't have a rangefinder. Have a rangefinder if you're shooting archery.
I'll tell you one that I can think of right off the top of my head.
Oh, I had one. It just
go ahead.
Screwed up. No, I was talking to him. I had a rangefinder.
Oh, you had a range.
Yeah.
All right. So my number one is this is the only thing that comes to my mind right this second is when you're checking your safety on your gun, don't pull the trigger. You know I had to do it to you. You know I did.
Appreciate it.
Or don't keep the car key in your back pocket before you're going to
That's
go hunt.
another one. Keep your car keys out of your pockets when you're moving around.
In my defense, that car key was in my blue jeans, under my coveralls, under a big old
we know.
coat.
We know.
But what'd you learn from that? But what'd you learn?
I learned that if you do that, you'll run the hunt for everybody with you if you ain't careful.
So the backstory on that, we was going to West Tennessee to hunt, and there was a big group of, what was there, 6 or 8 of us that
At
day?
least.
We were all scattered. Was you there?
Probably.
We were all scattering off different directions and going to our spots. And it's one of them places where you park your car at, when you come out of the stand, there's deer standing there a lot of time.
Right.
So it's like you're parking in the middle of them. I ain't trying to set you out. But it's a funny story, and I hate not to tell it.
It's a fact.
So we all get out, and we're all real quiet, trying to get our stuff on and getting our guns loaded and being real careful with the bolt so it don't click real loud. And we got loaded up, got all our stuff on and headed off to the tree. And Brian was lagging a little late, I think. And, he looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy with all these clothes. I think it was cold outside, so he was layered up. Next thing we know, this car alarm starts going off, and it is loud in the middle of 2 hollers.
So I went to the back of the trunk to let the trunk up to get something, some orange, I think, for somebody. That's exactly what it was. Some orange out of my big tote. Mm-hmm. Somebody didn't have some orange, so I went to get them. One of mine was going to let them use it. Well, I leaned over and in the trunk to reach and get the tote to pull it to the back. And when I leaned over, my pocket was up against the car.
Excuses.
That's the truth, I swear. But it started. Hey, and to add to that, me and Crystal went into a store yesterday in Dixon, and we heard an alarm going off. She looks over at me.
She takes your keys every time y'all go home now.
She looks, she looks out, and her truck's sitting out there doing this. I got the key in my pocket.
That was just a funny one. That wasn't really my deal. My biggest true mistake, not being funny, and this pertains to safety, so y'all listen up. I was climbing a deer stand one time. We used to hunt in wooden stands. You remember back in the days, and the ladder was 2 2x4s turned sideways, and then it had 2x4s going across it, and there was just 2 nails in each side of the 2x4s going into the backside. Well, we hunted out of this stand for 5 or 6 years, and we didn't have a lot of money back then, so still don't, but We didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't have treated lumber and all that stuff. I don't think. Well, the wood was rotted around the nails, and I knew this going up the stand. I had my bow, and I got to the very top step, probably a 13, 14-foot stand, and stepped. I was stepping on top of where the nails were because I knew it was rotted, and I didn't want to step in the middle. Well, about the time I got on that top step, the board broke away from the nails, and the nails that was sticking out of the 2x4, about 2 inches probably, they started at my ankle and went all the way up the bottom of my stomach and stopped at my chest, and I fell to the ground and hurt my leg pretty bad. But it didn't cut me, but it tore my hunting suit from my ankle all the way up to my chest. There's a trail cam picture of me with cotton hanging out of my hunting suit.
That could have been really
Could
bad.
have been real bad, yeah. So take every single precaution that you can. I don't suggest anybody hunt out of wooden stands that's built like they were back in the day. I know some people do, and some people have to. But honestly, you're probably just as cheap to go buy a metal ladder stand or something now. But take every precaution you can to make sure you're safe out there. Everybody wants to go home, and everybody wants to walk to their truck when they leave. So.
Falling out of a deer stand or off the ladder or out of the stand, or that's probably the worst.
Oh yeah.
That's how the most severe injuries. That's how they happen.
Yep.
You know,
every time.
And it's usually because they didn't have a harness, you know, or they.
Yep.
Or
harnesses are so easy to come by. I mean, they come with every stand that you buy nowadays, and they don't have to be great ones to save your life.
Right.
So. Yeah, safety is number one. There's nothing that compares to safety. It don't matter if I kill a deer or not. Yeah, I just want to make it back home safe.
Well, you mean no matter how careful you try to be, I mean, you can try to be careful down here on the ground, and every now and again something's gonna happen.
Right.
So if you're up in a small stand, 15 foot in the air, you're up there enough, something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. So everybody, please be safe. I know deer season's fixing to start. Make sure your number one priority when you're walking into the stand is that you walk back out. That's all that matters, and everything else is just a bonus that happens in between there. So that covers that. The best dates. I've got this wrote down here, and this is another topic that could cause some arguments. The best dates in Tennessee to harvest mature bucks.
Man, I usually count on you to keep up with that, but
Yeah.
I know November, like, is when we take off for rut, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna say right in there.
Yep.
First week. I mean,
That's right.
is it the first week?
Second weekend in November. Yeah. What do you remember the dates you killed your deer last year?
The day before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving.
Okay, so 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere in there.
Yes, somewhere in there.
All right. Historically, on our farm, which is southern middle Tennessee, November the 19th is the number one kill day for mature bucks on our farm. Now, a lot of that could have something to do with that's when we're all off work and we know we're going to be in the woods. But the mature deer sightings and the kills that we've had, bleep that, harvest that we've had. I know Crystal don't like the thing.
Right.
The mature buck harvest that we have over there, the 19th of November every single year seems to be a big day.
Right.
And I know it. Do you think it depends on the moon phase? You think the moon's got anything to do with it at all?
Man, I'm scared to say it don't. You know what I mean? Because I mean, a lot of your old timers believe in that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I've never paid any attention to it, so I couldn't say it don't.
Right. I'm a big believer that it's got a lot to do with the cold front. If you can get a big cold front in the middle of November, I think that's got a whole lot to do with it. If you can catch the wind coming out of the north anytime in the middle of November, big cold front, be in the woods.
Yeah.
Something I seen on TV the other day, and it makes a lot of sense. I've never paid attention to this, and I've never hunted this way. But the gentleman said, if you can find a community scrape, big scrape, you know, you always hear size of a car hood. That's what you always hear. Mm-hmm. If you can find one of those anywhere in your hunting area, and if you get a rain that comes through, head to your stand either while it's fixing to stop raining or right after a rain.
He'll refresh it.
He'll refresh it after that rain every single time, they say.
Yeah.
So that's another one I'm going to try this year. You got anything on that?
No.
Just going to go off what I say, huh?
Yeah, what off you? Because I don't pay attention to none of that. I just hunt, you know?
You just go when you can.
I just go.
Yeah. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how I done it for 20 years, and it worked pretty good. Things that we key on. Is there anything that you key on? Something that you think, okay, this is here, so that's why I'm going to be there, or that's when I'm going to be there? Anything?
Food source. Like acorns, watering source, just really anything I can just know that deer is going to be there at some point in the day or night. They're going to head there at some point. So if it's during the day, great for me. If it's during the night, oh well, I'll get them next time. But, you know, just anything like bean fields, just sit in front of a bean field and just watch their trail, because they'll be coming down there at some point. Watering holes, probably towards the middle of the day they'll probably be there. But, you know, just really anything that they could use on a daily basis.
That's what you just said made a lot of sense. If you can, a water source in the middle of the day in November is absolute fire. Because them deer are going to be up running it. They don't care what time of day it is in November, middle of November. If you can find a small water source that's secluded in the middle of November, man, you better sit on it.
Yeah.
What you got, Brian?
Oh, rubs, scrapes. Hickman County, I usually, there's usually some scrapes that are there every year, you know, pretty close to the same spot. But usually have pretty good luck. If you, I know Mark's stand up there, you can pretty much count on, there's, you know, they
something be through there. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something I noticed. I noticed it 2 years ago, and it held true last year as well. I was sitting, let's see, where was I at? I can't remember where I was at, but there was a hedge apple tree. And there was deer all up and under it at the end of the year, middle of December, eating those hedge apples.
Really?
I never knew they ate them.
I never.
But yeah, hedge apple trees, man, something about December, end of December. I don't know if all the acorns are gone or what, but they will.
Be the next source of
don't
food.
let nobody tell you they won't eat a hedge apple, because they will.
I never knew that.
Yep.
So I wonder if they broke down enough to where they're, by the end, to where they're.
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but they do come to them. And they come to them, it's like a kill tree, like an acorn tree in the middle when they're dropping hot.
Yeah.
Just like they just gather all around it.
We got acorn trees dropping now, don't we? Early.
Yeah, we got a lot of red oaks dropping right now. I'm trying to find a good white oak that's going to start dropping, because if you can find the first white oak on your property that's dropping for the year, sit under it while it's dropping. They'll be there.
Well, we know we got red oaks dropping.
Oh, they're everywhere. Yeah. There's a lot of different oak trees. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I know like there's some sawtooth oaks over there and a bunch of different kind of red oaks. We don't have many white oaks over there, I don't believe, though, on that farm.
We got 2 or 3, I think. Not many.
I believe in West Tennessee there's a bunch of white oaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we covered that. What do y'all think about the new coyote season that you can hunt at night?
I hadn't heard about that.
I like it, but you're still gonna have to be careful with shining artificial light into a field. But it's only shotguns, isn't it?
Yeah, it's shotgun only, and there's certain dates. I don't know the exact dates. I'd have to look it up. But there's a season for them. There is a season, and it's shotgun only. But do y'all think that it's gonna get unwanted hunters? You think there's gonna be night hunters taking advantage of that?
As long as you're not shooting mean.
Like
there's gonna be trespassing.
Like people shooting deer and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I do.
And I don't know the time of year. It could be where a deer don't have antlers or whatever.
Oh.
But I don't know the exact time of year.
So we don't know if it's in the winter.
I can look it up while we're sitting here.
I feel like if it's anywhere around deer season, you're gonna have
Yeah,
somebody.
if there's antlers on their head.
Yeah.
Shotgun only is going to stop a lot of it, but
yeah. Is it slugs or just like buckshot?
no,
or something?
I think there's no single projectile from what I understand.
So just buckshot.
It
and
is
stuff
private land only, and it runs. Okay, this makes sense. The day after deer season ends through the second Sunday in March. And again from the first Saturday in June through the second Sunday in August. So they got it planned out pretty good to where there's no reason you should be out there,
Right.
Trying to shoot a deer.
Yeah, and there'll probably be somebody that still does. Somebody.
Oh, I'm sure.
But,
Yeah,
but
for
I mean, for the most part, it probably won't affect it.
Yeah.
What about the artificial light and stuff? Is that going to be allowed or?
I think you can have night vision and artificial lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm 95% sure.
So we need to make a video of that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd have to get some. I'd like to get some night vision stuff.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but they're nice.
Yeah, I like it. That's something we can look into.
Well, I mean, why not get in a shooting house and I mean.
Yeah. And I also don't know the rules on calling. I think you can call. I think you can have electronic calls and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I was assuming that you could. So
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
that'd be pretty fun.
We covered pretty much everything.
I got a question.
All right.
I like that hat you got on.
Yeah.
Did I see the one with the orange letters? Because I don't remember seeing that.
I thought that was
got-
one you got. Oh, you get the black.
He
I
got
the
the
black
all
one.
black one.
Solid black.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this one or not. This is special.
Yeah, I
This is
see that.
special. This is only certain people got
Oh.
this.
That's the Timberwolf special.
I see,
Timberwolf Archer and Outdoors.
I
I
ain't
got,
got one of them.
I got you.
You got you a Timberwolf hat on too, don't you?
Yeah.
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 You got you one too. You're sporting that new haircut you got.
Yeah.
Who did that one?
Oh, Kevin finally done it.
In case you
we'll
didn't
get them
know-
for you, buddy.
Hey, I look like a hobo when I come over here doing that.
In case you didn't know, I'm a barber too. That's my side gig.
Yeah, he's a barber.
Hey, if you can get him on the schedule, yeah.
Oh, my schedule is tight.
Hey, I know that's right. I know that's right.
Speaking of schedules, we're gonna try to get these podcasts out as much as possible here
Yep.
in the
Need
next few months.
We
Anyway,
need to.
y'all want to shoot for one a week, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
We'll try to get together maybe multiple nights in 1 week and rack them up and
Yeah.
have them sitting in our
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah. Have a couple ahead.
Yeah.
That way you can.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll. Y'all got anything else y'all want before we hop off here?
Yeah. I guess I'm good.
I didn't want to keep it too long tonight.
I ain't got none.
All right. Well, all you guys that are interacting with the podcast, we really appreciate y'all. If you're on our Facebook page and you interact with that at all, we appreciate it. I just posted a post about an hour ago, and it's asking for questions that you would like to hear on our podcast here. And if you interact with that, this will be the only place you hear this. I'm not going to post it on Facebook, and I'm not going to make anything about it. So if you hear it, I know you listen to the podcast. If you interact with that podcast and comment and give us something that we can answer or talk about on the podcast here, I'm going to do a drawing. What do you say, 2 weeks?
2 weeks to be safe.
About 2 weeks. We ain't going to be too spot on about it, but roughly about 2 weeks. I'm going to do a drawing from the people that posted on there and gave us comments or something to talk about. And whoever it comes out to pick gets a free Petty Outdoors t-shirt.
I will be in there tonight, and I'll be making stuff up.
You don't count.
I don't count.
Yeah.
And I'll even go one further. If you're a deer hunter and you listen to this and you're in the drawing, I'll throw in a bottle -1 cover scent.
There you go.
So
Can't beat that.
trying to get some people to interact with us on there.
Yeah.
It's hard to come by on Facebook. But if you hear this, comment on our post and give us some information to talk about on here.
What about us making a TikTok? Is that going to happen? Of just random
I may
pieces
do
of-
like small clips or something.
Small
on
clips?
TikTok. Yeah. So get on TikTok, follow us on there. It's Petty Outdoors TN on TikTok, I believe it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So get on there and check us out. We're on pretty much all social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify, of course, and YouTube.
And check out our guys at Timberwolf.
Yeah.
Y'all go see them. Great folks.
Yep.
Nice facility. If you just want to shoot or get your bow ready for season, go
Yep.
down there and see them.
Come up there and see us on a Friday night.
Yeah.
See if me, Evan, or Brian can't put a whooping on you in the tournament.
It probably won't be me. It probably
won't be me neither.
Yeah. So,
We won't be here this Friday, though.
yeah, we'll be out this Friday. We got some cheerleading stuff we got to go to with my daughter. But we will be back,
We'll be back.
and we hope to see you there. So, until next time, you guys be safe and get out there and try to hunt something. Appreciate you.
Bye.
See ya.
Do it again. And we'll see you on the next podcast here at Petty Outdoors.